This is the last sound my parents heard when their fathers were taken away in the middle of the night, and they never saw their loved ones again. That's the sound of losing your freedom, the sound of always living in fear. That's my family's real life story. We escaped from Vietnam just days before Saigon fell to the communists. We were given a new life in the most generous country on earth. America saved my life.
Tonight's red hot video, that is decorated Navy veteran, Naval Academy graduate Hung Cao. His family fled communism in Vietnam. He just said President Trump's newly appointed undersecretary, the Department of the Navy, making good on Trump's promise to revamp the U.S. military. Cao, along with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, are bringing a different image to the U.S. military. It's not all transgender, putting on a musical show. Following the president's announcement of Cao's appointment, Hung Cao replied, "Thank you, Mr. President. It's time to get to work." Now, and Hung Cao is a great, again, Naval Academy, got retired as a Navy captain, born under the communists in Vietnam. His family fled, came to the United States. He's a great, great American. And he's the kind of guy you want in these positions.
He had a decorated military career. Also, he was involved in the rescue of, I think, of a Kennedy family member who died in a helicopter crash.
It was the John F. Kennedy plane crash at Martha's Vineyard. He and his team went down and pulled up the John F. Kennedy Jr. body from the plane, the submerged plane, and put it on the deck of his ship and brought then Senator Ted Kennedy out to the ship to identify.
And, I mean, obviously, hopefully, Ted Kennedy didn't drive there himself. And then you look at also the policy of the Defense Department. You have the personnel, great. You know, Pete Hegseth, great. Hung Cao, incredibly decorated guy. When he ran for Senate in Virginia, which he didn't win, his bumper sticker said, "I want my senator to be hung." Another thing that's important also, to your point on the kind of new look of the military, is Pete Hegseth confirmed today that the military is broadening its authorization to continue vaporizing terrorists via special forces and via airstrikes. Right now we see Trump flambeing these Islamic terrorists all over the Middle East. So, it looks like we're going to have military leaders saying, I love the smell of dead terrorists in the morning again, which is just, great to see as an American. You love watching these drone strike videos of these guys getting blown to smithereens. That makes me feel good as an American.
All kinds of stuff going on there. Yes, while the United States military is busy rebuilding itself, being rebuilt, the assistant to the president and White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Dan Scavino, posting a warning video to terrorists showing the capabilities of the United States military on his official White House X account with these great videos that you're talking about here. Talk about smithereens. There you have them, just amazing.
The Biden admin couldn't have posted that because they wanted him to vote for him.
Yeah, that's a fact. So good stuff. I mean, it's a very different approach.
Well, under President Trump, the first time he basically got rid of ISIS, then we know that ISIS regained strength under Joe Biden. And so I think for President Trump and for the Defense Department, they're making it their priority to take out these terrorists. I mean, obviously, we've also seen these members of the drug cartels as well that have been extradited from Mexico here to the United States. And that is the priority, which is making sure that you stop these terrorists. The other thing that they're focusing on is who are the terrorists here in the United States who might be planning a potential attack as well. And that's why you need to have the strong border deportations and policies in place to identify them.
Another Trump appointee. He's got more than one appointee. FBI Director Kash Patel is considering partnering with the UFC, Ultimate Fighting, to toughen up the FBI agents. And Kash Patel holding a meeting with 55 heads of FBI field offices around the country, suggesting that they'd like to enhance the agency's martial arts training with the help of fighters and coaches from the UFC. Patel reportedly floating the idea along with potentially allowing the UFC to develop programs to help with the physical fitness of the agents as well as their fighting ability, working with the FBI. Wild.
Yeah, and like 20 years ago, this might not have been incredibly important. But if you think about the physical fitness element of recruitment across law enforcement, armed forces, everywhere, it's just abysmal. We all know the majority of adults are overweight. If you look at the next generation of kids, the obesity rate might wind up being the majority. So yes, actually, like even if you're just a desk agent, or even if you're just in the investigations unit, you can't have people that aren't ready to be in the mission if violence comes calling.
You like fighting. Good idea to toughen up the FBI guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think the FBI does their job, which is investigations. They're not federal marshals. I think federal marshals need to know how to fight. But at the same time, I think the three of us, at least, agree that this might not be the best martial art. UFC, that's a sport. MMA is a sport. Whereas, things like Krav Maga, I'm a Krav Maga practitioner myself, that's for those kinds of situations where you have to deal with guns and knives and multiple attackers. That's not something you're going to get from UFC. You'll just, you might get some pretty muscles.
That's true. We're producing a lot of doughy people, and they're probably
But
going
0% of this
now,
panel is
too.
obese.
That's
Statistically
fair enough,
anomalous,
yeah.
actually.
Coming up, hey, that's true, a statistical anomaly.